No research is ever quite complete. It opens the way for something better, and this repeatedly leads to its own eclipse. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I warmly welcome you all to the information session and the first workshop for teaching case study development organized by the International Conference on Business Management, Faculty of Management Studies and Commerce, University of Sri Jayewardenepura. The 21st International Conference on Business Management will be held on the theme of Tech Titans and Turmoil, Leveraging Disruptive Technologies for Sustainable Business Transformation. The ICBM, held annually, is an important event in the academic calendar of the Faculty of Management Studies and Commerce. On behalf of the organizing committee, I warmly welcome Dr. Dushan Jayavikrama, Dean of the Faculty of Management Studies and Commerce, University of Sri Jayewardenepura, the resource persons of the workshop, senior professors, senior lecturers, and the members of the faculty, as well as industry professionals from IFS, Capital Alliance, Brandix, Oral IT, PICME, Rhino Roofing Products, Ministry of Power and Energy, Millennium IT, and Information and Communication Technology Agency of Sri Lanka for the information session and the first workshop for teaching case study development. Marking the commencement of today's workshop, let me cordially invite Dr. Dushan Jayavikrama, the Dean of the Faculty of Management Studies and Commerce of University of Sri Jayewardenepura, to share his valuable thoughts with us today. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Bhagya. Good evening, everyone. Dr. Nilangi Nanayakara and Dr. Gayani Samarapon, the co-chairs of ICBM 2025, and the resource persons for the workshop this evening, Professor Sampath Kehelwalathana and Dr. D.G. Sujiva Damayanti from Columbia University, and colleagues from the Faculty of Management Studies and Commerce. I think we have come to one of the most important occasions of the international conference organized by the faculty. Over the last couple of years, ICBM, as one of the separate sections of our conference, we were able to produce case studies that can be used as teaching materials. And this, I think, is our fourth or fifth time providing a case study, sort of an attempt to develop case studies based on a contemporary topic, taking some real-life Sri Lankan examples. So with that hope in mind, we have gathered here to learn from sort of experts in the field on how to develop case studies, what sort of approach we need to take. Although we have had similar experiences in the past, we would always like to add new flavor, new color to what we are doing. And also every time we are joined by several leading companies, leading corporates, and government organizations. So with the academic members from the faculty and with the company representatives or industry representatives, we have created small groups. And now we are going to have this discussion so that we will get to know what is the best approach we can adopt in developing these case studies. The case studies, as we usually discuss, the resource persons, I'm sure will have a deep discussion on this. But what I would like to highlight and emphasize at this point should not be sort of a descriptive account of a particular organization or a descriptive account of set of events that have occurred in an organization. We as academics join with representatives from the respective industries and organizations are required to look at the issue or the organization or the series of events from a very critical perspective and also from a theoretical perspective so that you can make it a common experience, common ground for other learning partners who would read these materials in the future to have a discussion happening based on what they have learned, so that every time whoever who gets to go through the case studies as a learning material will have different answers, will have thought-provoking ideas for them to learn, and also for these companies to benefit from their new thinking about the case studies we are putting forward this time. So it is with that broad purpose in mind. I'm sure our teams would be able to develop some interesting case studies, which will provide some insights not only for Sri Lankan educational or learning partners and corporates, but also to the other maybe regional learning partners or the learning partners outside the region. Because Sri Lankan or Asian context in relation to this particular theme of ICBM would be something worthy of reading for the world educators or even practitioners. So keeping that broad audience in mind, let's have this academic industry collaborative initiative happening so that we can aim at a high level publication which will be recognized in databases such as Scopus. We have already published one of our case study book in a Scopus index platform. And I'm very sure that with the leadership of ICBM 2 co-chairs and with the experienced panel and the support of Professor Sumudu Pereira, who has made a significant contribution in getting the previous book, the case study book indexed, I'm sure we can have Scopus index so that it will appeal to the global audience as well. So with that, I would like to wind up my speech. I would like to thank Dr. Professor Sampath Kehelwala and Dr. D.G. Sujiva Damayanti from Columbia University for joining us and for agreeing to help us with this initiative. I'm sure your support we need not only today. As we go in the process, we might come back to you and seek assistance. And also, I'd like to thank the two co-chairs and Bhagya for organizing and putting forward this wonderful event. And I wish everyone a thought-provoking, intellectually stimulating evening with this discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable thoughts with us today. Next, I cordially invite Dr. Nilangi Nanayakara, co-chair of the International Conference on Business Management 2025, to conduct the information session on the teaching case study book of ICBM 2025. Madam, over to you.
Thank you, Bhagya. Pooja, shall we go to the next one? Yeah. Thank you very much. So I would like to welcome you all again as the co-chair of ICBM 2025, along with Gayani and rest of my team. So I think this marks the beginning of our ICBM 2025, which will be held from 17th February to 21st February as a research week. We have already updated our website, so you can also submit papers. We are accepting papers. So when we come to these case study workshops, as previous years, this year also, we are specifically trying to develop teaching case studies along with teaching notes so that we can use them both in our undergraduate studies and postgraduate studies. And if you look into our theme, this year's theme is disruptive technology-driven business transformation. So under this theme, all our events, our main conference, as well as our business forum, case study book, all these will run under this theme. So under the theme, we identified 3 areas to develop our case study book. The new economic model of Port City, we'll be looking into 2 cases. Disruptive technology-led business landscape, we will be looking into 6 cases. And government interaction in tech-driven economic recovery, where we will be having 3 cases. If you move on to the different types of cases we are developing, so in the section 1, as I said, we are looking into Port City as a specialized economic zone. So we will be studying that model in one case study, whereas the next one will be looking at the real estate aspect. All these comes with our theme of disruptive technology, even in the real estate side, how it will affect the business landscape in Colombo. And next, please. And in the section 2, as you can see, 6 of our main companies, from 6 prominent companies are joining with us: IFS, Brandix, Picme, Rhino, Cal, and Aurel IT. And again, we are looking into disruptive technology-led developments in these business organizations. For example, if we take Rhino, we are looking at a new product they are going to introduce in the construction industry, which is led through technology, which can revolutionize the construction industry. So likewise, I hope we are still at the beginning. So as we go on, we can, along with our team, we will be able to develop our case studies. And in the section 3, we are looking at government policies, strategies, and Sri Lanka's tech-driven economic recovery. There again, a few of the prominent institutions has joined with us. For example, Ministry of Power and Energy, ICT, and when it comes to companies, Millennium IT and Dialogue. Along with these, we are still negotiating with other companies also. So for example, in one of the case studies, we will be looking at how with the economic crisis, tech-driven products were introduced to overcome these issues. Especially in the case study 1 we have mentioned, we will be looking at how fuel distribution was strategized through technology. So we will be also looking in case study 2, sharing economy. Likewise, we have looked into different areas, but under our umbrella theme. And making it more formalized this time, shall we move to the next one? So there are many resources we'll be sharing. For example, this time there will be a teaching case study template, a teaching note, along with case release request. Especially the first 2 documents will be most relevant when you are developing the case study. So then you will have a structure which will be easier for you all, because we are ultimately thinking of the publication options. So we thought of starting from the beginning in a more structured way. Also, we will be sharing a small guideline, especially on about authorships and the contribution, things like that. We will be sharing them in the future as we gradually develop our case studies. Next one, please. And if you look into the timeline of what you're planning to do with these case studies, so this is the beginning where we start with how to write teaching case studies by 2 prominent resource persons. And on 20th August, we have written to Emerald UK, and there was a program which they have already organized, and they were invited us to join with them. That is on 20th August, your guide to writing a successful case study. I think it will also give you some valuable insights. And we have set dates for proposal submissions, drafts, first and second draft submissions likewise, just to keep everyone in track so that we can do it timely. So we have given 10th of September as a proposal submission. It doesn't have to be a very lengthy document, but yet then we would know what specific area we will be developing our case study on, and we will be informing you the deadlines so that you can keep up with the deadlines. And hopefully we are planning to finish all the work by December 31st, so that we can launch our case study book at our conference, as well as we can start with the publication process. Next one, Pooja. And this is the workshop I told you about. We will share the link. So this is on the 20th August. I think it will be, for us, it will be around 9:30, but yet I think this will give you a valuable insight on developing the case study. So apart from that, few things we have already done. We have already developed our WhatsApp groups. Both the industry participants and our colleagues are in the WhatsApp groups. So we will put all the information into WhatsApp groups. And also, if you're unable for any reason, If you're unable to join with us, please mention that also, because there are a few of our colleagues who are willing to join with the group. So to give them a chance, if there's any reason that you won't be able to join with us, please let us know. And also here we are meeting online. So when we are developing the case studies, if you want to have physical meetings, again, let ICBM committees know so that we can organize physical meetings where industry participants and you all can join and carry on with their developing activities. Next one, please. And I think this is more related to internal staff. So this time the coordinators of case study development would be Dr. Tilini Kaushala from our commerce department, and then Pooja and Kavinga is also there. So if there's any issue, you can contact them, or else directly you can contact us, the ICBM committee. Both everyone will be available. So just to let you know, so these colleagues of ours will be directing you in developing the case study. So that is all I have to tell you about, because we'll be starting the workshop at 6 o'clock. So I hope that we will be able to develop good case studies where we can use them in our classrooms, as well as we can go for a good publication opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam. Let me now take this moment to introduce our next speaker for this session. Professor Sumudu Pereira is a professor in business economics at the Department of Business Economics of the Faculty of Management Studies and Commerce of the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. She has also served as an editor for publications of many national and international conference proceedings. Professor Pereira has functioned as the chair and as co-chairs in many international conferences on business management. As a scholar, she holds the membership of Sri Lanka Forum of University Economics. Professor Pereira, along with the editorial panel of Dr. Kalutantri, Dr. Fernando, and Dr. Dharmavardhana, were instrumental in publishing the book Case Studies in Economic Survival, Experiences from Sri Lanka, which was based on case studies developed as a part of the 19th ICBM held in 2022 and was published by Nova Science Publishers, New York in 2023. This case study book is now officially listed as a publication in the Scopus database, which is considered as a historic achievement of the Faculty of Management Studies and Commerce. Dear Madam, we cordially invite you to share your insights today with us.
Thank you, Bhagya. So, very good evening to all of you. So, the distinguished invitees from the corporate sector, Dean and the academic staff of the management faculty. So, first and foremost, thank you for your invitation to share our experiences in publishing our case study book based on the 19th International Conference on Business Management, ICBM 2022. Which was organized by the Faculty of Management Studies and Commerce of the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. So the title of our book is Case Studies in Economic Survival, Experiences from Sri Lanka, which is a product of the Business Forum, one of the main events of the ICBM. So this book has been published by an international publisher, as mentioned by Bhagya, Nova Science Publishers in New York, and now it is indexed in a Scopus database. So the Scopus, the reason for choosing this topic in the year 2022. So as we all know, COVID-19 pandemic challenged both the local and global businesses apparently. Sri Lanka also challenged with a severe economic crisis and political instability in year 2022. So with this background, some of the businesses were able to survive under the global pandemic, whereas some of the businesses were collapsed due to inability to adopt timely survival strategies. The majority of the businesses are challenged with hyperinflationary situation caused by severe economic crisis in Sri Lanka. So therefore, ICBM 2022 team thought to explore and reveal the strategies adopted by local corporates to overcome the economic crisis while examining the post-pandemic challenges and the way forward. So for this purpose, we have selected 7 organizations, including our own faculty, to develop these case studies in exploring the equitable recovery strategies in facing this economic crisis at the offset of post-pandemic condition that we believe the global community would find interesting to read this. I think our dean also has pointed out this. I mean, this when you develop your case studies, it's not just only for the local, the international community also should find interesting to read. So this may be one of the reason why, like, we could go for this high level publication. So after we publish actually this book with Nova Science Publishers, and we submit this book to Elsevier, and it took around 8 months to evaluate, and then finally they informed us our book got selected to include in the Scopus database. So therefore, actually, I believe ICBM 2025 team would be able to produce even a similar or even a better outcome based on our experience. So let me take this opportunity to congratulate the ICBM 2025 team and wish them well in developing very interesting case studies that will appeal to both local and global community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam, for your insights.